Hello, today I will be explaining the bubble sort. So I just learned it, and this is mainly for me, but if anyone needs it, they're welcome to. And let's begin. So, L equals this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is called a list. A list is because it's in a bracket. So what I need to do is it has to be random. And what bubble sort does is bubble sort kind of organizes it in a very specific way. So I'm just going to finish doing this. There. See, that's a random order. And what this is going to do, all this code is going to make it look like that, except not in that because I don't have all the numbers. So I'm going to run it, see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. That is the exact number from lowest to highest. Now, I'm going to explain how that happens. Okay, I already explained the list, and that's where the numbers are, and that's outside the function. Def bub. That is short for bubble sort. Def bubble sort LL. I'm going to be calling LL instead of L for the list. So whenever I want to refer to the list, I'll do LL instead of L because I cannot access L. It is outside the function and is no longer in use except for having the list being in order, but do not worry about that. So pi equals true. I can make this anything I want. I can equal loop. I can have loop equals true. It won't even matter. So that is equal, loop is my loop, which is repeating this whole thing. So this is loop equals true, while loop. While loop is kind of looping this whole thing again. Well, everything inside, everything indented, like that, is repeating all of this. So before it repeats that, it repeats this, and that is, it turns false, so it's not repeat. And that moves me on to my next line of code for I in range len 11 minus 1. You probably had no idea what that means. So for I in range it's repeating something a certain amount of times, right? That is what a for loop does, like I explained in the other video. So for I in range len, like I did in my binary search video, len is the number of numbers there are. So how much is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 numbers. So len is equal to 7. Pretend it's 7. So 7, the list. Over there, that's the list. But like I said before, we're referring it to LL. So 7 of the list minus 1. So it keeps going down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that it repeats it that many times, minus 1 every single time. Next, if LLI plus 1 is less than LLI, then you do this stuff. You probably don't know what that means either. So if LL, which is the list, and I, which is the loop, plus 1. This is the loop, like there's a certain number. Since this is minus 1, it is 6, for example. So 6 plus 1 is just 7. If 7 is lower than 6, if 7 is lower than 7 or 8, if 7 is lower than 8, for example, over there, but there is no 8 and 7, so why don't we do an example for 2 and 3. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't know what that means because you probably heard, like I said before, that is 7. Let me explain what I'm saying. There are 7 numbers in a list, but it starts from 0 to 6 because numbers start from 0 when you're coding. So that means that if I were to say 2 and 3, if 2 is smaller than 3, see over there? 0, 1, 2. This is it. So if this is smaller than this, then nothing happens. But it doesn't say that. It says if this is bigger than that, then you swap it. But it is not bigger than that, so I move on to the next number. So, so let me explain what happens next. Then you do 7 and 8. So this is what binary search is. It says, is 7 greater than 8? Well, no, 7 is not greater than 8, so it stays the same. Then I move on again. Is 8 greater than 3? Yes, 8 is greater than 3, so it swaps 8 and 3. So 8 would be here, and 3 would be here. Then it does that again. Is 8 greater than 5? Yes, 8 is greater than 5, so it swaps 8 with 5. And then it keeps repeating that. That is what this code is. So I'm going to explain step by step inside the line of code and why I put it there and how it works. If LLI plus 1 is less than LLI, like I said before, if this is less than this, or if that is less than that, then you swap it. A equals, it doesn't really matter what this is just a temporary, it's a temporary value, just to help me stay in place. So it's A equals LLI. You already know what LLI is because you have this over there equal to the number over here. So basically that, yeah. Then I have LLI equal to, that's basically A. Then I have that equal to LLI plus 1. So let's say, for example, this was 4. This is 4, so A equals 4. A equals that, but then this equals 4. So that equals 5. And that equals 4. So what that does, just to shorten it, is it swaps everything. See, it's like kind of, you know the game where there's 9 pieces and you gotta keep moving it for like a puzzle? It's kind of like that, because you gotta move out of the way to put something in. And loop equals true. So that means if it does swap, which means the code is working, then it repeats. Return LL, which is returning the list, which is over here. Print bub L, which is the list. Bubble sort the list, and that is how I get the list. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something.